Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to a reading of our Bible. We are going to finish First Kings tonight. First Kings, we're going to do chapters 20, 21, and 22. Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his hosts together, and there were 32 kings with him, with horses and chariots. And he went up and besieged Samaria and went to war against it. Ben-Hadad sent messengers to Ahab, king of Israel, into the city and said unto him, Thus saith Ben-Hadad, Thy silver and thy gold is mine, thy wives also and thy children, even the goodliest are mine. The king of Israel answered, saying, My lord, O king, according to thy saying, I am thine and all that I have. The messengers came again and said, Thus speaketh Ben-Hadad, saying, Although I have sent unto thee, saying, Thou shalt deliver me thy silver, thy gold, thy wives, and thy children, yet will I send my servants unto thee tomorrow about this time, and they shall search thine house and the houses of thy servants. And it shall be that whatsoever is pleasant in thine eyes, they shall put it in their hand and take it away. Then the king of Israel called all the elders of the land and said, Mark, I pray you, and see how this man seeketh mischief. For he sent unto me that my wives and for my children, and for my silver and my gold, and I denied him not. All the elders and all the people said unto him, Hearken not unto him, nor consent. Wherefore he said unto the messengers of Benhadad, Tell my lord the king all that thou didst send for to thy servant at the first I will do. But this thing I may not do. And the messengers departed and brought him word again. Benhadad sent unto him, saying, The gods, small g, the gods do so unto me, and more also, if the dust of Samaria shall suffice for handfuls, for all my people who follow me. The king of Israel answered, saying, Tell him, let not him who girdeth on his harness boast himself as he who putteth it off. It came to pass, when Ben-Hadad heard this message as he was drinking, he and the kings in the pavilions, I work there, in the pavilions, that he said unto his servants, Set yourselves in array. They set themselves in array against the city. Behold, there came a prophet unto Ahab, king of Israel, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Hast thou seen all this great multitude? Behold, I will deliver it unto thine hand this day, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Ahab said, By whom? He said, Thus saith the Lord, even by the young men of the princes of the provinces. Then Ahab said, Who shall order the battle? And the prophet said, You, or thou. Then he numbered the young men of the princes of the provinces, and they were 232. And after them he numbered all the people, even all the children of Israel, being 7,000. They went out at noon, but Ben-Hadad was drinking himself drunk in the pavilions, he and the kings, the 32 kings who helped him. The young men of the princes of the provinces went out first, and Ben-Hadad sent out, and they told him, saying, There are men here come out of Syria. There are men come out of Samaria. He said, Whether they be come out for peace, take them alive. If they come out for war, take them alive. So these young men, the princes of the provinces, came out of the city, and the army which followed them. They slew every one his man, and the Syrians fled. And Israel pursued them, and Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, escaped on a horse with a horseman. The king of Israel went out and smote the horses and the chariots, and slew the Syrians with a great slaughter. The prophet came to the king of Israel, saying unto him, Go, strengthen thyself and mark, and see what thou doest, for at the return of the year the king of Assyria will come out against thee. The servants of the king of Syria said unto him, Their gods are gods of the hills. Therefore they were stronger than we, but let us fight against them in the plain. and surely we shall be stronger than they. Do this thing. Take the kings away, every man out of his place, and put captains in their rooms. Number thee an army like the army that thou hast lost, horse for horse and chariot for chariot, and we will fight against them in the plain. And surely we will be stronger than they. And he hearkened unto their voice and did so. It came to pass at the return of the year that Ben-Hadad numbered the Syrians and went up to Aphek to fight against Israel. The children of Israel were numbered and were all present and went against them. And the children of Israel pitched before them like two little flocks of kids of the goats. But the Syrians filled the country. There came a man of God and spake unto the king of Israel, saying, Thus saith the Lord, because the Syrians have said, The Lord is God of the hills, but he is not the God of the valleys. Therefore will I deliver all this great multitude into thine hand, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. They pitched one against the other 7 days, over the other 7 days, a full week. And so it was that in the seventh day the battle was joined, and the children of Israel slew the Syrians 100,000 footmen in one day. But the rest fled to Aphek into the city, and there a wall fell upon 27,000 of the men who were left. And Ben-Hadad fled and came into the city, into an inner chamber. His servants said unto him, Behold, now we have heard that the kings of the house of Israel are merciful kings. Let us, I pray thee, put sackcloth on our loins and ropes upon our heads, and go out to the king of Israel. Peradventure he will save thy life. So they girded up sackcloth on their loins, and put ropes on their heads, and came to the king of Israel, saying, Thy servant Ben-Hadad saith, I pray thee, let me live. And he said, Is he yet alive? He is my brother. Now the men did diligently observe whether anything would come from him, and did hastily catch it, and saying, Thy brother Ben-Hadad. He said, Go ye, bring him. Then Ben-Hadad came forth to him, and he caused him to come forth and come up into the chariot. Ben-Hadad said unto him, The cities which my father took from thy father I will restore, and thou shalt make streets for thee in Damascus, as my father made in Samaria. Then said Ahab, I will send thee away with this covenant. So he made a covenant with him and sent him away. A certain man of the sons of the prophets said unto his neighbor in the word of the Lord, Smite me, I pray thee. And the man refused to smite him. Then said he unto him, the son said unto his neighbor, Behold, thou hast not obeyed the voice of the Lord. Behold, as soon as thou art departed from me, a lion shall slay thee. And as soon as he was departed from him, a lion found him and slew him. Then he found another man and said, Smite me, I pray. And the man smote him, so that in smiting, he wounded him. So the prophet departed and waited for the king by the way, and disguised himself with ashes upon his face. As the king passed by, he cried unto the king, saying, Thy servant went out into the midst of the battle, and behold, a man turned aside, and brought a man unto me, saying, Keep this man. If by any means he be missing, then shall thy life be for his life, or else thou shalt pay a talent of silver. As thy servant was busy here and there, he was gone. And the king of Israel said unto him, So shall thy judgment be. Thyself hasn't decided it. He hasted and took the ashes away from his face. And the king of Israel discerned him that he was one of the prophets. He said unto him, the king of Israel said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, or the son of the prophet said unto the king, Thus saith the Lord, because thou hast let go out of thy hand a man whom I appointed to utter destruction. Therefore thy life shall go for his life, and thy people for his people. The king of Israel went to his house heavy and displeased, and came to Samaria. Chapter 21. It came to pass after these things that Naboth, the Jezreelite, had a vineyard, which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab the king of Samaria. Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house. And I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or, if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money. Naboth said to Ahab, The Lord forbid it me, that I should give the inheritance of my father's unto thee. Ahab came into his house, heavy and displeased, because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down by his bed, and turned away his face, and would not eat bread. But Jezebel his wife came to him, saying unto him, Why is thy spirit so sad that thou eatest no bread? And Ahab said to her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, saying unto him, Give me thy vineyard, give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee thy vineyard. Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders, to the nobles who were in her city, dwelling with Naboth. She wrote in the letters, saying, Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people. Set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, to bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die. The men of his city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants of the city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed a fast and set Naboth on high on the people. There came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sent before him, and the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died. So Naboth is dead. Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead. It came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead. It came to pass when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. The word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Arise and go down and meet Ahab, king of Israel, who is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, whether he is gone down to possess it. Thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Hast thou killed and also taken possession? And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Lord, in the place where dogs lick the blood of Naboth, shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine. Ahab said to Elijah, Hast thou found me, O mine enemy? He answered, I have found thee. Elijah said, I have found thee, because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of the Lord. Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him who pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel. Making thine house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger, and made Israel to sin. Of Jezebel also spake the Lord, saying, The dogs shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Him who dieth of Ahab in the city, the dogs shall eat, and him who dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. But there is none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work with wickedness in the sight of the Lord, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up. He did very abominably in following idols, according to all things as did the Amorites, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. It came to pass when Ahab heard these words, that he rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his flesh, and fasted and lay in sackcloth and went softly. Let me go to verse 27. Went softly. Went about mourning. Went about in sorrow. The word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Seest thou how Ahab humbleth himself before me? Because he humbleth himself before me. I will not bring the evil in his days, but in his son's days will I bring the evil upon his house. Final chapter, chapter 22. They continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. It came to pass in the third year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel. The king of Israel said unto his servants, Know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria. He said unto Jehoshaphat, Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? Jehoshaphat said unto the king, I am as thou art. My people are thy people, my horses are thy horses. Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, saying unto them, Shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? We've read this before in 2 Chronicles. And they said, Go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. Jehoshaphat said, Is not there here a prophet? Is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides, that we might inquire of him? The king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him, for he doth not prophesy good concerning but evil. Jehoshaphat said, Let not the king say so. Then the king of Israel called an officer, saying, Hasten hither Micaiah, the son of Imlah. The king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in the void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria, and all the prophets prophesied before them. Zedekiah, the son of Kenaanah, made him horns of iron. He said, Thus saith the Lord, With these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou hast consumed them. All the prophets prophesied so, saying, Go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the king's hand. The messenger who was gone to call Micaiah spoke unto him, saying, Behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. Micaiah said, As the Lord liveth, for the Lord saith unto me, With that will I speak. He came unto the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered unto him, Go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver unto the hand of the king. The king said unto him, How many times should I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? Micaiah said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. The king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? He said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. The Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this matter, and another said on that matter. There came forth a spirit, and stood before the Lord, and said, I will persuade him, despise Satan. The Lord said unto the spirit, Wherewith? The spirit said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all the prophets. And he said, Thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. But Zedekiah the son of Kenaanah went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek, saying, Which way went the spirit of the Lord from me to speak unto thee? Micaiah said, Behold, thou shalt see that in that day, when thou shalt go into the inner chamber to hide thyself. The king of Israel said, Take Micaiah and carry him back unto Amon the governor of the city, and to Joash the king's son, saying, Thus saith the king, Put this fellow in the prison, and feed him with bread of affliction and with water of affliction until I come in peace. Micaiah said, If thou return at all in peace, the Lord hath not spoken by me. And he said, Hearken, O people, every one of you. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, went up to Ramoth Gilead. The king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, I will disguise myself and enter into battle, but put thou on thy robes. And the king of Israel disguised himself and went into battle. But the king of Syria commanded his 32 captains who had rule over his chariot, saying, Fight neither with small nor great, save only with the king of Israel. It came to pass when the captains of the chariot saw Jehoshaphat and said, Surely it is a king of Israel. And they turned aside to fight against him. Jehoshaphat cried out. It came to pass when the captains of the chariots perceived that it was not the king of Israel, that they turned back from pursuing him. A certain man drew a bow at a venture, and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, Turn thy hand, and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded. The battle increased that day, and the king was stayed up in his chariot against the Syrians, and died at evening, and the blood ran out of the wound into the midst of the chariot. There went a proclamation throughout the host about the going down of the sun, saying, Every man to his city, and every man to his own country. So the king died, and was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria. One watched the chariot in the pool of Samaria, and the dogs licked up his blood, and they washed his armor, according to the word of the Lord which he spoke. Now the rest of the acts of Ahab, and all that he did, and the ivory house which he had made, and all the cities that he built, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? So Ahab slept with his fathers, and Ahaziah, his son, reigned in his stead. Jehoshaphat, the son of Asa, began to reign over Judah in the 4th year of Ahab, king of Israel. Jehoshaphat was 35 years old when he began to reign. He reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Azubah, the daughter of Shilhi. Shilhi or Shilhi. He walked in all the ways of Asa his father, and he turned not aside from it, doing that which was right in the eyes of the Lord. Nevertheless, the high places were not taken away, for the people offered burnt incense yet in the high places. Jehoshaphat made peace with the king of Israel. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat and his might that he showed, and how he warred, are they not written in the books of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? The remnant of the Sodomites, which remained in the days of his father Asa, who took out of the land. There was then no king in Edom. A deputy was king. It's interesting. Jehoshaphat made ships out of Tarshish to go to Ophir for gold, but they went not, for the ships were broken at Ezion-Geber. Then said Ahaziah, the son of Ahab, unto Jehoshaphat, Let my servants go with thy servants in the ships. But Jehoshaphat would not. Jehoshaphat slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father, and Jehoram his son reigned in his stead. Ahaziah the son of Ahab began to reign over Israel in Samaria, the 17th year of Jehoshaphat king of Judah, and reigned only 2 years over Israel. He did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of his father and in the way of his mother, and in the way of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. For he served Baal, and worshipped him, provoked to anger the Lord God of Israel, according to all that his father had done. So that is the ending of 1 Kings. Hope you enjoyed it.